Hey, you guys, welcome back to Angel Angela. And on this podcast, I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about something that, just was running across my mind, and that was the empathetic narcissist. The empathetic narcissist, someone who seems like they're an empath, someone that you get to know, someone that you could have known for a little bit, you could have known for years, you could have known these people your whole life, and you had a perception of them being empaths. They're always running around trying to help people. They seem like they're the problem solvers, right? Especially before you're able to have self-awareness of what's going on. These are the people that are controlling everyone. They're controlling everyone like remotes, and they know that they're stopping your growth. They know exactly what they're doing. They're preventing you from your fullest potential. They're trying to put their beliefs on you. They're trying to yo-yo you. That's all they're doing. And this could be someone that you've known, like I said, for years, or, for a little bit. And, the empathetic narcissist, they have stories. This could be someone older, they can play like, I'm old, my body hurts, and, hopefully I don't get this. They're always scared of getting some type of disease or they're always afraid. They always seem fragile. They might fall on the floor and everything, and they're fake falling on the floor. They're getting people in trouble. They're putting you as the black sheep. They're targeting you just because you were there. They act like an empath, but they're not an empath. This could be someone who has a secret in the family, or someone who is like, into some really sick, diabolical stuff. And in order for them to cover up their stuff or cover up their family secrets, or in order for them to keep whatever secrets they have, these people will slander you to others. And these would be people that most people, they don't view them as a threat, or they don't view them as someone who is intentionally trying to hurt anyone. They view them as someone who's self-aware, responsible, they have this persona about them that, when you talk to them, they seem like they're good listeners. They seem like they're really listening to you, and you feel like you're close to them, or, you feel like this person's an empath, or they might not be perfect. You might see the little red flags, but you'll ignore them because you're like, this person's always here for me. I can tell this person my secrets, until something happens and people start treating you weird, or people are making assumptions about you, and you're wondering, why is this person making assumptions of me, or why is this person talking to me like they know me, or, someone mentions that this empath was this empathetic narcissist, was talking about you in some type of shape or form. A lot of times these people can come off, like they're empaths, like I said, but there's always going to be, telling signs or red flags, and, little things where you'll see them try to come together with other people to bring certain people down. So when these people try to act like they're empaths, but then they're getting with other people to, slander someone. And a lot of times the person that they're attacking, right, you might not like that person either. You might think, oh, well, that person, they have it coming. They're a narcissist, right? You're thinking they're a narcissist, they have it coming, or this person's an empath. They have the right to defend themselves. You're not knowing they're a narcissist pretending to be an empath. So you're like, well, maybe they deserve it. It's about time, because for sure that person's a narcissist, right? And they're not telling you that once upon a time, these people were friends, these people were family, these people were connected. So what has changed? What has changed, Is it that they betrayed you? Or if you were you just an empath that knew your role, and you were in that group, and then one day they just kicked you out, But for you to be around these type of people, some of those behaviors had to have rubbed off on you. But yet, you'll look at these people like they're empaths because you're like, well, maybe, they're seeking revenge and they deserve it because that's a narcissist. But then when you start digging deep and you start to see little things, you start to see that they're doing things to you without you even being aware of it. Like, you think you have this good relationship with this person, and come to find out they've been talking about you, they've been bad mouthing you. You bring up certain scenarios to them and you're like, hey, I heard you said this, or why would you do this, or why would you say that, or why are you adding to the story? Or why are you asking people if I asked them a question that I didn't ask them? Like, why are you putting words in my mouth? Because to them, they'll come off to you like, oh, I didn't think it was a big deal. Oh, I just told them this. Oh, I said this because I was trying to get you help for this, but I didn't really mean to say anything. So they come off like always trying to help you. But in reality, they just get information about you and they slander you. And then if you bring it up to them, they make it seem like, oh, I was just trying to help you, or, oh, me and my family, we're real Christians and we just wanted to pray for you. So they'll come off like really seeming like they're empaths, but they're not. The one thing about being an empath is that you feel emotions deeply and you feel the emotions of others. You can relate, you can empathize with others. And, when I think back, looking back, because the empath, takes a lot. The empath takes a lot because a lot of people are narcissists and they really believe they're empaths. But the real empath really takes the most, because if you look back and think about it, all those times you tried being nice to someone, you opened your home to them, or you let them borrow some money, or, you were just there for them. Maybe they were going through issues, financially or spiritually, or maybe they were, maybe this person didn't have a family, or, just different scenarios where you're just there for people, or you're just accepting people for who they are, right? You're just like, okay, I'll accept you for who you are. This could be, your own family or your friends or your coworker, anyone. You could, do a favor for a coworker, or a coworker asks you for some money, then you see them every day and they're ignoring you, or they're being mean to you all of a sudden, and you're wondering, why is this person being mean to me? Oh, they're being mean to me because they think I want that $20 I let them borrow that they told me they were going to pay me back. But really, I didn't really care about the $20. I just really wanted to do them a favor because they came off to me really empathetic, like they were going through it. They even brought up their children and not having enough money for food and barely getting enough work hours. And you might think to yourself, well, okay, well, you have a large family, so here, it's okay, here's $20. You're not thinking anything of it. And next thing you know, these people start being mean for no reason, or you're that family member that accepts everyone. You're that family member that people flock to. Your cousins come to you, your cousins, oh, my cousin's here. Oh, I want to have a drink with my cousin. Oh, why didn't you come to the family gathering? I was looking forward to seeing you. They're looking forward to seeing you because you're making them laugh. You're joking around. You're making them feel comfortable. Out of all your other cousins, you're making these people feel comfortable. You come around certain cousins, they're on the down low, and, their parents keep telling them, are you on the down low? Just be honest. And they're so religious. The family's so religious. They know even if they're fooled, even if they're being trying to be tricked into, exposing themselves, and they're telling themselves, I'm not going to let my family expose me. I know what they want me to say, but I'm not going to say it. There's people in these families that have secrets, and they don't want other people to know, even though everyone knows. It's just no one's saying it. And the empath is the type of person that knows, that sees through everyone. You see through these people, and you've never done anything to them. And if you have, it was out of your own ignorance, because you weren't able to evolve as far as your empathy. Because your empathy, that takes you always have empathy, or you sympathize with people, right? Sympathize is, you sympathize with someone. Oh, okay. You sympathize with someone. To have empathy, though, is to really get involved, feeling what that person feels. See, the narcissist, they can sympathize with you, but they're always going to turn the focus on themselves. So a lot of times when we're young, we're not really, we can sympathize, but we can't truly feel. Sometimes we can feel as children when we're, there's a bad person. Children use their senses, but there's a point in time in your life where you really go to sleep. You don't know what's going on. All you know is you're loving. You might be ignorant. You might do things that you're not proud of because you're asleep. You go, you lose your consciousness, and then now you can only sympathize with people. You can't even empathize with them. You just sympathize with them. But you still have that empathy, as far as you can, like a child, you could feel that someone's not bad, or you could feel that someone's hurt. You could feel when someone is a threat. And what happens with the empath is that when you're in that stage, none of these people look at you as a threat. They don't look at you as a threat, especially because you're not focusing on yourself. You're only sympathizing with everyone. You're not even empathizing with yourself. You're just so focused on everyone. And you're visualizing how people feel, what their life might be like. And you're the person in the family that, you're like, okay, I know that cousin, my other cousins make fun of him. They call him a fruitcake. They say little things to him. That other cousin's overweight. We call him bubblicious. That cousin over there, they talk with a lisp. That other cousin over there, he's the jokester. Oh, that uncle, he's always in the car. He's up to no good. He's a gambler, and, he likes his beer. Everyone is judging people, but at the end of the day, all these people still come together and act like nothing, right? But then certain people start getting treated bad, or certain people have secrets burning up inside of them that they want to tell other people, but they know that they can't. Even though everyone acts loving and acts like you can talk about anything, everyone's really faking it, because you really cannot talk about anything. You can't bring something up from the past that's bothering you, or that's hurting you, or that's lingering inside of you. So the empath is the type of person that already knows these things about these people, but the empath doesn't care at all, at all. So the empath goes around these people, shows them love, shows them support. And what these people do, these are the people you're thinking, oh, these are other empaths in the family that have secrets that they want to expose, right? And you're thinking they're empaths. And the moment that you start to wake up into consciousness, or you start to thrive, all these people are like bloodsuckers, and they all jump on you. And now that everyone has jumped on you, you're looking for help from the people that you have always been nice to, no matter what. And now these people are selling you out, and you're wondering, I thought you were an empath. And they're like, I am an empath, but it's better you than me. I am an empath, but I rather admire these people over here because these people have more than you, or I want to be these people's friends, or you're too nice. I like these people over here because they act stuck up, and something about them just draws me to them. So I'd rather be over here. Like, I like you, you're cool, but I'd rather be over here in the larger group because now everyone is turning on you. So now, you know, everyone that you thought was an empath is turning on you. So you'll look at everyone for a while like everyone is a narcissist. Everyone turned on me. But then as soon as the empath is out of this network, right? And you're working independently, what happens is that a lot of these people start going through their karma, and then they start to see what you already knew the whole time, or what you've been trying to tell everyone the whole time. And now what they do is they repeat everything you said and been telling them for months, years. For years. Everything you've said to them for years, now they're repeating it. So now you realize all these years that I've been talking to you guys, it was going one ear out the other. And these are the people you felt the most comfortable with because you knew they had skeletons and you were there for them. And the whole time, they didn't care about you. They didn't care about what you thought. They didn't care what you said to them. You didn't care about the warnings that you gave them. And now they're crying and they're separating themselves from those narcissists. And they're saying, I'm the empath. I'm going through this. I'm going through that. And they're not thinking about all the people they wronged. They're not thinking about all the people that they've wronged while they were surrounded by these people that they're crying. So you're married with this person, and this person that you're married to, they made up lies about other people in your family. They made up lies about your friends. They claimed your friend stole from you, and it's really the person you're sleeping with that stole from you. So things happen while you were with these people, or you watch people, empaths that are crying over narcissists. You watch people, suffer or go through things or get disowned, and then you say to yourself, I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't even know that, I knew they were evil, but I just didn't know that they were that evil. It was just certain things that I didn't know because they were mixing up the story. I just never bothered to care about your story. My bad. So they act like they're apologetic, but they never reach out to you. They might talk to other people and say, I feel bad because it's happening to me now, but they won't reach out to you. They won't reach out to you. And you'll think to yourself, well, maybe these people are empaths. Maybe they're going through the motions like I did. So you'll reach out to these people or you'll try to, tell them, hey, I'm here for you or something. And these people will ignore you. These people will act like you weren't there for them from the start. They'll act like, it's like they know what they did to you is wrong, right? And you can give them the opportunity to apologize. You can even reach out to them, and they won't apologize, or they'll be too afraid to talk to you, or they won't talk to you, right? They'll ignore you. And when you tell someone, oh, that person didn't respond to me, I don't know, but I was just wanted to make sure that they know, like, hey, I'm still here for them, that no hard feelings, basically. These people will go around talking about you to other people and tell them, oh, so-and-so, they asked me for forgiveness, or they said that they're here for me, or, but they won't reach out to you no matter what, or they won't want to talk about it. They won't want to talk about the things that they've done to you because they're so busy going through the motion with the narcissist that they don't even care if you're telling them, hey, you made me feel like this. They don't even care about your feelings at all. Like, at all. They only care about themselves. And even if they did act like they care about your feelings and you befriend them, when they come around you or you're going through something, they'll make it about themselves again, over and over again, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're talking about. And you'll think to yourself, well, maybe they just need a vent, because some people just need a vent. You'll think to yourself, maybe they just need a vent. I had to vent when I was going through it, or I had to, or maybe I didn't have anyone to talk to. So, sometimes you're like, well, I'll be that ear to listen to because I didn't have that when I was going through it, so you'll listen to them. But where you really will start to see that they're narcissists is that if you were to need, if you were in a situation where they could have gave back to you, they could have done something nice for you, just for being there for them, for listening to them, for always just being there for them from the start. You can know these people since you were kids. You could just think to yourself, well, this person, they know that I'm always there for them, right? Or this person can be telling you, I'm going to give away something. I'm trying to get rid of something for free. Like, I'm trying to get rid of something, right? They could tell you, I'm trying to get rid of something. It's brand new. I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm probably going to give it away to, for free or to the Goodwill or something. I'm going to go take these things to the Goodwill. And you can tell these people, oh, I'll take them, I'll pick them up, I'll get it. Or, they can have something that, that they're not going to use. And you're like, oh, I'll take it, if you're going to give it away. And these are people that you could be very, very close to, or you grew up with, that you're always there for them. They've betrayed you because they were so busy trying to be in the larger group that they even betrayed you, but you kept taking them back because you understood that they were surrounded by narcissists. But what they will do is that they'll act like empaths. They'll put the focus on themselves. First, they focus on you, and you think that they're listening to you again. Like, oh, they weren't listening to me. I tried to tell them these people were narcissists. They didn't listen to me. And you're thinking, oh, they're listening to me now because they're going through it. And then they're doing nice things for you, right? And then it stops. And now they're expecting more from you. They're trying to take from you. They're trying to ask you if you could do favors for them. They're trying to make you go out of your way for certain things because they feel like, I know you've been waiting for someone that could relate to you. So they start to feel like they can control you in a way, and they can control how you feel or how you feel about these people that have betrayed everyone. So they're focusing on those people, although they love those people. They really want to be their friends. But they're not telling you that. They're telling you they don't like these people. They hate these people. These people are mean. They're telling you all these things. They look like an empath. And, they'll make everything about themselves while they're with you. And not only will they make everything about themselves, but it will come a point in time where they would rather give something to a stranger. Like if you ask them for something, they won't even do it for you, or they'll act like they can't do it for you, but they'll do it for someone else that they don't even know, that for their neighbors that just moved in. And you're like, why would you give that to them when you said you would give it to me? Or, or they'll just do little funny things that you're just like, or they'll promise you something, right? And you don't even care about it. This is another one. They'll promise you something and you really don't want nothing from these people. Like, you don't want nothing at all. Nothing. But they'll tell you, oh, I got something for you. And then they won't give it to you. Or they'll say, hey, let's go out tomorrow. And then they make you clear up your schedule. And then last minute, they'll call you when you're all ready and they're supposed to come pick you up or something. Or they're supposed to meet you somewhere. And they won't show up. And it'll be like in a very rude way. And you'll think to yourself, oh, maybe it was an accident, right? Because they're empaths. But they're not. They're playing games, like they're really playing games. And then when you bring it up to their attention, right? Because I'm not fake and I'll tell you to your face what you're doing. They'll start doing nice things for you so you can try to forget. but eventually they're going to make it back about themselves again. And then what they'll do is that everything that you've ever told them, they'll go and tell someone else, and they'll talk and behave in a way where they talk just like you. And you're like, hey, I told you that, or hey, you learned that from me, or, and they act like they just came up with it. So what these people do that are fake empaths that are really narcissists is that they try to take advantage of you. They prey on your weaknesses. They try to use you and manipulate you, just to benefit their narrative. And then what they do is they start copying you. So you'll notice that this person will start copying every little thing that you do. You buy something and then they buy it. You do something and then they do it. And they're acting like they're not copying you, though. And they really act like empaths, but they're not empaths. And they just know how to mimic the empath. And it's crazy because they're different from like that narcissist that like is aggressive and yells at you and calls you names. They're like really empathetic. They don't act like that. They act like they're always tired. They act like, they're an empath. Poor me. I don't do anything to anyone. I don't bother anyone. They act like they really don't. But these are the people that don't communicate with their children. They rather talk on the phone, gossip, than talk to their kids. It's always about them. If their kids are feeling emotional about something and their kids are like, hey, my dad's abusing us, our dad is depressing us or something. This is the type of narcissist that's like, how do you think I feel? Like, I'm married to him, I sacrifice myself so that you guys can have an extravagant life. And your kids are like, no, we can't take it anymore. He's like abusing us. And, this person only wants to make it about themselves. They don't care like how their children feel. They'll say, oh, I'm so worried about my son. I'm so worried about my daughter. They'll act like they really are. And you'll think to yourself, like, they really are, they feel bad. And in reality, these people won't tell you, like, that, they're invasive, that they're controlling. They don't tell you, like, that side of them. Because when they come around you, they're just drinking coffee and laughing and having jokes and trying to have vacations with you. And, it's just fun. And, that's what is so scary about those type, because those type of people, they really seem genuine until later on you find out that they've been talking about you, and you're like, wait, you've been telling people things that I thought, it was just between you and I. And what's so crazy is that those same people will tell you not to tell anyone. They'll tell you, oh, I'm going to tell you this, that, or they'll tell you stuff that is happening to them, like bad things that are happening to them, and they'll tell you not to tell anyone. But the whole time they're smearing you to others, and they're giving people a perception of you that's not really you, and then they're stealing your good qualities. So that's a empath pretending to be, that's a narcissist pretending to be an empath, and they really believe that they're empaths, and that's the scary part, because you have to literally tell them what they're doing, their behaviors that make you believe that they're not empaths. You'll point certain things out to them, and they'll act like they understand what you mean, and it'll make sense to them, but they'll continue to do it. And it's like it went in one ear, out the other. and they'll just continue playing that role like they're an empath. And when they call you like very dramatic, like, oh my God, how are you guys doing over there? Like very dramatic, like they care a lot, like it's weird. Like their voice is always like intense, like they care, or they're going through something, or they're trying to put the focus on you to not forget about their issues because they're just such an empath and they're going through it, but then they're not looking at how they've treated others or how they've made themselves, it's like every time they do something for others, these are the type of people that, they can sit there and be there for you through a breakup or through something. And then once you're in that vulnerable moment, they'll ask you for a big favor. Like they'll sit there and be like, hey, can you co-sign for me in a car? I'm good for it. And, if you realize that they've taken advantage of you and you say something to them, they're kind of like, oh, I didn't think it was a big deal. And you're like, oh yeah, I didn't mean to do that. I was just in a very bad place and I'm very worried. Can you make sure like it's only on your name and take me out? And then they'll start playing games, or they might just not do anything. They might pay on time and stuff, but their whole thing is, I did something for you, which is, I was there for you. I know I didn't financially do anything, but I listened to you on the phone while you were going through it. So I deserved what you did for me. And it's like, no, I didn't have to do something that big. I didn't have to, go out of my way to make that type of contract with you. They'll do something where they'll try to, they'll try to control you while you're at your weakest moment because, they get off on other people, other empaths when empaths are going through things, and they'll come off, like they're very empathetic, but they're not really empathetic. They're only sympathizing with you because when you're going through something, it's making them think about their own situation. So then it's really about them. It's not that they care what you're saying or they care about your story or your life. It's that they're using whatever you're feeling or saying to like feel sorry for themselves. So it's not about you. And they're only taking in bits and pieces of what you're saying because they're only thinking about their story, and that's what makes, the empathetic narcissist so, it's so scary because they don't empathize with you. They simply just sympathize with you. They're sympathizing with you. That's it. They're not empathizing with you. They're just sympathizing with you. Because at the end of the day, they can only feel bad for themselves. And that's what makes them a very dangerous, like I said, empathetic narcissist compared to most narcissists that are very aggressive. Because those people, they come off really happy too. Like they have moments where they're really sad, but then they have moments where they're like super hyper happy, happy go lucky. And when they're in those moods where they're happy, they think that you're still sad, and you'll hear it in their voice where they're like, what's up with you? I'm happy. You're still sad. And that's where you'll see that narcissistic behavior, because you'll start thinking like, hey, I'm going through something and you're acting happy. You're acting like you can't sympathize with me because right now you're super happy. Now that you're happy, you don't even call me anymore. You act like I don't even exist anymore. But you wanted to empathize with me, or you were pretending to. And now that they're happy, now they're gossiping about you, they're saying things about you. And you might withdraw from those people, right? And the moment something happens to them, they're back looking for you. And now they're hunting you down. They won't stop until they reach out to you. And you're like sitting here like, you should be apologizing because the last time I talked to you, you weren't even there for me after all the times I listened to you. I thought you were an empath. And then they're calling you like nothing happened. And they're acting like they're happy, but really they want to tell you like some BS. And it's back about them. It's about them. And they don't even care about the things you've done for them. They basically looked at it like they took advantage of the situation. They won't give back. They'll promise you things, set up dates, cancel them, play games, want you to be there for their birthday parties and gatherings, and they're trying to show off to you, but when it's your birthday and you're inviting them, they won't show up. Or, they might send you some money. Oh, here, so you don't think I'm a fake friend. Here's the money on Cash App. But you know that they purposely didn't come because they didn't want to even see you be happy. That's really what it was about. But they want to act like they're empaths, so they'll do something small or they'll send you money or something. But really, they're behind closed doors waiting for you to post your party, stalking you, showing people your pictures from your party or pictures from your gathering or your business, a trip that you took. You might take a trip somewhere by yourself, and these people are telling other people, oh, look at this person, they went over here. That doesn't even look like a nice hotel. That restaurant's not even that nice. They'll just start saying stuff about you. But when you see them, they don't act like that. Or sometimes they'll even act standoffish with you, and you're like thinking, we never had a disagreement. We've never been in bad terms. Why is this person, it's like they're testing me, like they're coming around you, but then they're testing you because they're wondering if they know they've been talking about you. So it's like something about them feels like, does this person know I was talking about them? And they know there's no way you could have known because you probably don't talk to the people that they talk to on a regular, but they know that, they give you a feeling of, like weird, standoffish. And then next thing you're yourself like you always are. Because the empath, you're always yourself. And you're always like analyzing yourself and analyzing other people. So you're analyzing this. The thing is, they think you're dumb, but you're analyzing all this as an empath. And you make them feel so comfortable that they realize that they think that you don't know what's going on. So now they're back to being your friend again. They're back to calling you again, and they'll act normal for a little bit, and then they'll drop the bomb on something and act like it just happened, but it happened a long time ago. They just weren't talking to you because they were talking crap about you, smearing your name to other people. Things were happening to them, and they were blaming you, and they don't even know that they don't want you to know that they were blaming you because you didn't have anything to do with it. So, they'll start being your friend, and then you'll just start getting feelings, and you can feel that they think you don't know what's going on. So being an empath is very draining sometimes because it's like you're watching people do stuff, and then you're watching them thinking they're outsmarting you and things like that. And you're watching them pretend to be empaths. You're watching them pretend to cry, and then they'll just break down and start crying out of nowhere. I'm not lying. They'll just like these people will steal money from someone. Like, someone can be ill and they go and take advantage of that person, and they steal everything from that person, and that person's family is like, hey, that this is not even your family. You stole all this money from us. And that person will disappear and try to start a new life somewhere. But there's still certain people that know that you were blessed with certain things, right? But we don't know that you're a thief. We don't know that you're a thief. We're just thinking someone left all these things to you. These people are such fake empaths that they're acting like this money, like they always had it. They're acting like they always had it. They start bragging. They're trying to make you jealous. And you're just thinking to yourself like, oh, this empath, I'm so happy for them, because you're a real empath. You're happy for this person. And you're like, oh, that's so good. You're so blessed. It's such a blessing that you got this money. I'm so happy. It's like God came and gave it to you, like you're just like amazed. And that person will just like look at you like, does this person not know that I stole this money? I really stole it. I really conned someone out of it. Really, this money really belongs to someone else's family. Like, they'll start thinking all these things and they'll be like, does this person know? And what they'll do is they'll just break down and start crying quick. You'll just say, oh, it's such a blessing. And then they'll just start crying. And you're thinking like, oh, snap, they're crying. But to you, it's like, this is a good thing. Why are you crying? And you've already been living off this money for years now, so why are you crying all of a sudden? And then you also have been hearing bad things happen to this person, like someone stealing money from them, things are going bad in their life, but then they have all this backup money that's saving them, but they're always having problems. So it's like they got away with getting the money, but it came with the problem too. Like, it came with the prize. So they're always going through something. They're getting robbed. People are using them. They're trying to impress other people, and these same people that they're trying to impress are getting over on them, and they're pretending to be empaths. They'll break down and start crying right there. And most people will look at that person like, oh, that poor empath. Look at them, they're crying. But a real empath can feel like it's not genuine, like you're not really crying because you're really sad. You're lying and you're looking at them. And it's not that you want to be cold, like you're a cold person, like you can't empathize with someone that's crying. But a real empath, when you see someone cry, you'll start crying too, or you'll feel really like a pain in your chest, or someone will tell their story and then you're like, like it'll just hit you in your chest and you're just like, like it hit you. And I wasn't feeling none of that. And I was like, oh, damn, these people really be because I already knew the story behind it. And I also knew that there were certain red flags that didn't make sense. And to me, because I'm highly intelligent, I was able to put the pieces together. And when this person was around me, I was hanging out with someone who is kind of more on the low vibration, because they don't really understand what's going on. But their intentions aren't bad or anything. It's just they don't really know what's going on. They can't feel people's energy the way I could feel people's energy. And I knew that person knew that I was a little bit more intellectual than this person. So I remember they looked at the person I was with, and then they looked at me. And then they just start busting up crying, and tears were really coming out their eyes, but they didn't cry for a long time. They wiped their tears right away. And then they started talking about what happened. And then they started to say, oh, when that person died, they sang his favorite song, and they started talking about it, right? But there was like no more tears, like at all. There was no like wiping your nose. It was like they put on tears, and like literally 3-4 tears came, maybe 3 tears, and then it was it. Like, it was like, okay, I'm done. I cried. I made you guys feel comfortable. And then she's like, what made me know it was fake, it was that she was studying me while she was crying. And I'm like, who studies someone else while they're crying? If you're really crying, you're just crying and you're in your feelings, but you don't have any because you're a fake empath. So these people are dangerous, you guys. And I hope that my insight on this was helpful for any of you who have forgiven people because you know that these people were being betrayed by narcissists. But once those people come around you, you'll see that they won't empathize with you, something will happen, a death in your family happens, like your mother, someone close, someone passes away, and then you're really distraught. And these people will talk bad about you, right? oh, why that person needs to get over it, or, or they might not even call you. They might tell someone else to deliver the message to you when they could have just called you and said, hey, my condolences. But they'll tell someone else to pass you the message because that's how much hate they have. They're real narcissists that they act like they have empathy, but you're wondering, well, why couldn't you just, you're supposed to be my best bud. Why wouldn't you call me in the most important time in my life? And what's so crazy, something will happen to them, and now maybe their parent died or something, like right after. Like, not, I'm not lying, like it'll be like sometimes it happens right away. Something happens to them now, and now they're calling you, hey, yeah, I heard your mom passed away. I meant to call you since I always talk to you, but it's been a lot going on. My dad just died. And then you're like, dang. And you're so like caught up in all the stuff that's going on that you're not even realizing that this person really was wishing bad on you and something happened to them. And now they're coming so you could save them because they know they were wishing bad on you. It gets deep. They're not empaths, but they portray to be. So if you guys enjoyed this podcast and you guys want to book a session with me, my information is on the description box. Give me 24 hours to respond. Please do not forget to subscribe, you guys. Do not forget to like. Do not forget to share. Comment. Let me know your insight or how if you guys experience these things. And I'm sending you guys lots of love, lots of light, and lots of peace as always. Love you guys. Bye.